Hello everyone and welcome back to Easy Peasy English. In today's very long and powerful English podcast, we're going to practice easy daily conversation through a fun and imaginative topic. If I woke up as a millionaire. This topic is interesting, creative, and perfect for improving your speaking skills because it uses imagination, conditionals, daily vocabulary, opinions, and storytelling. By the end of this episode, you will not only improve your fluency, but you will also learn how to express dreams, plans, responsibility, and life values in simple and natural English. First, let's warm up your brain. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, you check your phone, and you see a message from the bank. Your balance shows $10 million. You blink. You check again. It's real. You are now a millionaire. What would you do first? Would you scream? Would you call your family? Would you go back to sleep? This simple imagination exercise is powerful because it forces you to think in English. Now, here is your first speaking strategy. When you practice daily conversation, always answer open-ended questions in full sentences. Don't say, I don't know. Instead, say, if I woke up as a millionaire, the first thing I would do is call my parents and share the good news. Notice the structure. If I woke up, I would. This is called the second conditional. It is very useful for imaginary situations. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. If I woke up as a millionaire, I would stay calm and think carefully. Again, if I woke up as a millionaire, I would invest my money wisely. One more. If I woke up as a millionaire, I would help people in need. Excellent! By repeating these patterns, you train your mouth to speak automatically. Now, let's build a simple daily life conversation. Friend, what would you do if you suddenly became a millionaire? Honestly, I would take a deep breath first. Then I would make a plan. I wouldn't spend the money immediately. Notice the natural expressions. Honestly, take a deep breath, make a plan, wouldn't spend immediately. These are daily conversation chunks. Write them down, practice them. Here is an important tip. When talking about money, many people focus only on spending, but in real-life conversations, balance is important. You can say, I would save some money, invest some, and spend some. This shows responsibility and maturity. Native speakers often talk about financial responsibility in this way. Now, let's go deeper. Imagine you were talking to a colleague. Colleague, would you quit your job if you were a millionaire? That's a good question. I might reduce my working hours, but I wouldn't quit completely. I enjoy being productive. This answer shows personality. It also uses natural phrases like, that's a good question, and I might. When you are not 100% sure, use might instead of would. This makes your English more flexible and realistic. Here is a pronunciation tip. When you say I would, native speakers often contract it to I'd. For example, I'd invest in property. I'd start a small business. Practice saying it smoothly. If I woke up as a millionaire, I'd. Now, let's explore a storytelling example. Imagine you are sharing your millionaire story. If I woke up as a millionaire, my life would change, but I hope my personality wouldn't. I would buy a comfortable house for my parents. I would travel to different countries to experience new cultures. However, I would also create a long-term plan to protect my wealth. Money can disappear quickly if you are not careful. This short speech includes contrast words like however and also. These connectors make your speech organized and clear. Now, let's practice emotional vocabulary. Money is not only about things, it is about feelings. You can say, I would feel grateful. I would feel responsible. I might feel overwhelmed at first. These words make your conversation deeper and more human. Here's a practical exercise for you. Pause this podcast and answer these 3 questions out loud. Who would you tell first? How would your daily routine change? What would you not change about your life? Always answer in full sentences. For example, the first person I would tell is my best friend because she has supported me for years. The word because is powerful. It makes your answers longer and more meaningful. Now, let's look at a realistic example. Some people say, if I were a millionaire, I would spend all my money on luxury cars. But later, they realize happiness does not only come from material things. So in conversation, you can say, at first, I thought I would buy expensive things, but now I realize I would focus more on freedom and meaningful experiences. This shows personal growth. Here is another daily conversation scenario. Friend, do you think money can buy happiness? You, I think money can provide comfort and security, but true happiness comes from relationships and purpose. This type of balanced answer is very common in English discussions. Practice saying, money can provide comfort, but it cannot replace love and friendship. Now, let's talk about motivation. Even if you are not a millionaire, you can use this imagination to improve your mindset. Ask yourself, if I had more resources, what kind of person would I become? Then start building that personality today. You don't need millions to be generous, disciplined, or ambitious. This is an important speaking trick. Connect imaginary topics to real life. For example, even though I'm not a millionaire, I still try to manage my money wisely. This sentence connects dream and reality. Let's practice a longer, structured answer. If I woke up as a millionaire, I would divide the money into several parts. First, I would secure my family's future by buying a house and creating savings. Second, I would invest in education and business opportunities. Third, I would donate to charities that focus on education and healthcare. Finally, I would continue improving myself because money without personal growth is not enough. Now, I want you to practice shadowing. Listen to this sentence and repeat immediately after me. If I woke up as a millionaire, I would use my money to create opportunities, not just comfort. Again, I would use my money to create opportunities, not just comfort. Excellent! Remember, fluency grows with repetition and imagination. When you practice creative topics like this, your brain learns to think faster in English. You stop translating, you start expressing. Before we finish this long and meaningful episode, let me remind you of 3 key learning points. First, use the second conditional to talk about imaginary situations. If I woke up, I would. Second, always answer in full sentences with reasons. Third, connect your dreams to your real life to make conversations deeper. Thank you for spending your time with Easy Peasy English. Keep practicing every day. Keep speaking without fear. And remember, you don't need to wake up as a millionaire to feel rich. If you are learning, growing, and improving your English step by step, you are already investing in your future. See you in the next episode. Keep it easy, keep it consistent, and keep speaking.